Welcome to the channel, guys. My name is Jess. So Bitcoin is heading into one of the most important weekly candle closes that we have seen in quite a long time. If we don't recover above 112,000 before the close, the implications could be huge. In today's video, we're going to dive into what exactly this means for the bigger picture, the key short time frame structures at play, and how the next move could really set the tone for Bitcoin's direction. Let's get into it. As always, before we dive in, make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe to the channel to get regular Bitcoin analysis every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and sign up to my free Telegram for more regular Bitcoin updates. If you're a trader and you're interested in joining my VIP trading channel, be sure to message me down below on Telegram. VIP gives you exclusive access to my personal trading setups with exact entry points, targets, and stop losses. So jumping right into the charts, guys, to understand why this upcoming weekly candle close is so important for the price action for Bitcoin here, we need to understand what has been going on in the price action over the last couple of days. So as we can see here from this daily time frame chart, it has been a little bit of a bearish last couple of days. Bitcoin rejected off the retest of our 4-month-long uptrend here, and since then we have seen a little bit of a movement downwards towards $108.6 thousand. Now this means on the weekly time frame, Bitcoin has also fallen below the base of our weekly range here at $114.1 thousand, this red line right there, marking out the weekly range low close, and we are currently retesting sell side liquidity for that level of support down here at this break of structure level. Sell side liquidity at $112,000. So a pretty big moment in the weekly charts. And if we close below $112,000, we could see much larger bearish implications as we confirm the loss of this level of macro support. And otherwise, if we manage to push back above 112K for the close, we've seen the breakdown from that support, but we did not lose sell side liquidity. Therefore, I guess confirming the possibility of a bounce, particularly heading into such bullish or potentially bullish interest rate data on the 17th of September, where we potentially are seeing the first rate cut since September 2024. Now with that in mind, let's go ahead and take a look at the daily chart. So on the daily chart here, we can see quite clearly the prior range of consolidation, right? We had this sort of horizontal range with the base at $112,000, that current level of resistance that we're retesting right now, and the top of that range being, of course, the all-time high. So the close for that high at 123 and the prior wick high for that all-time high at 123 as well. So taking a look at the structure that we've developed here on the daily chart, we've essentially clearly seen a breakdown, right? Closing below $112,000 over here, we started to see the beginning of the downwards move for Bitcoin after losing the base of the structure. And we've gone down to retest current level of support at 107.3, ranging up to $109.5 thousand. That is this next available liquidity zone on the daily time frame. And at that level, we've so far seen a little bit of a bounce. So we're going back up to essentially retest the structure. Now that's really important because when we see a breakdown from structure, we see a retest. And if we see a rejection, that is essentially confirmation that we are seeing a breakdown from the structure, and we're very likely in that circumstance then continue to fulfill the measured move for that. So the measured move here in the breakdown of this horizontal range takes us beyond that current level of support and into this next zone over here, sitting at around $105,000. Let me just clean up my chart really quickly so you guys can see. So that measured move essentially takes us to retest $100,000, 500 if we map that out correctly. So around this zone and well within this liquidity zone, right? So essentially taking us to travel between 98 and 103,000, which would of course be very, very bearish for Bitcoin. So that means that this next daily candle closes and the next couple of daily candle closes is actually really important because we want to, as opposed to retesting and rejecting from the structure, see an invalidation of the breakdown here and a push back above $112,000 to reclaim this consolidation range right there. Now, before we get into any more analysis, guys, let's really quickly touch on one of the most important parts of being a successful trader, and that's managing your trading fees. So BTC has partnered with me to help you guys out and give you 15% off all of your trading fees. So if you'd like to support the channel and you're still really looking for a great non-KYC exchange with lots of listings, high liquidity, and security, BTC is definitely a great one to check out. And as a thank you for signing up under my affiliate code, you can get 10% off your VIP membership if you message me your membership number when you check out your VIP membership. Thanks. Let's get back into the charts. So it really is quite interesting because we are essentially on the precipice of what could be quite an aggressive breakdown for Bitcoin here, or a complete reversal in the price action and a recovery coming up into that weekly candle close. So let's take a look at these shorter time frame structures and how the price action is really reacting to this level of resistance here and the shorter time frame structures that we have at play. So if we zoom into the 4-hour chart, we can take a look at a recent structure that has developed on Bitcoin and how we've just recently had the breakout from that structure as well. So we have this sort of compression that's going up into this level of support, our local low at $108.6 thousand, consistent lower highs and consistent lower lows, but the lower lows are less aggressive than the highs, and particularly towards the latter end here, we're seeing that sort of compression really, where the price action is aggressively reacting to this level of support here with those wicks. And so we're mapping out a descending wedge structure. Now these structures are generally bullish and lead to a bullish breakout, and we've seen the beginnings of that here, right? So breaking out of the downtrend here formed on the 4-hour chart, Bitcoin went up to retest the prior high in that downtrend with confluence at, you guessed it, $112,000. So we're testing that level of resistance with the breakout of the structure, and currently with this 4-hour candle close, after rejecting off 112, we're retesting the base of that trend line as a dynamic level of support. So again, very similar to the analysis that we had on the daily chart, if we see a breakout, a retest of the structure, and a, I guess, rejection or a bounce from that structure, we confirm the breakout, right, or the breakdown in the daily chart's case. So what this means is if we manage to hold above this trend line here and we push back up to 112 and we actually push past that prior high, the very first change of character level that we have here on this short time frame chart, we're confirming the breakout on the 4-hour chart and the resurgence. Well, that would lead to a resurgence above 112k here on the daily chart as well. So that is a bullish structure that's developing there on the short time frame. It is quite promising, but of course there are invalidations, just like we had invalidations there for the daily chart too. So here on the 4-hour time frame, if a rejection from 112 takes Bitcoin below our prior low formed here in this structure, right? So the prior low is here at $110.3 thousand, this wick. If we push below that structure, we're going to start forming lower lows on the, I guess, short time frame once again, pushing Bitcoin back into a downtrend on the short time frame and a failed breakout, right? And so then that means we're very likely to go on beyond 110.3k to retest this prior local low developed here at $108.6 thousand, right? Going back down to retest the base of our sort of neutral territory on the daily chart. And if we fall below that, and on the daily chart as well, close within this liquidity zone, we will re-enter, I guess, that level of support, ranging all the way down to $107.3 thousand, or the base of that liquidity zone. So potential short time frame further correction that we'll see here from Bitcoin instead. So essentially, the possibility of a reversal here for Bitcoin is definitely there. It's definitely real. If we do manage to push above $112,000 and, push past that sell wall that we're experiencing there, and we invalidate the breakdown here for Bitcoin from this horizontal channel structure and push back above the base of that structure, we could really see that reversal. But essentially, the key takeaway of this video is that until that happens, the more likely, I guess, well, it's not really more likely scenario, but what we're really seeing at face value is a breakdown from structure, a current retest, and thus far failure to push past that base. And if that retest results in a rejection, we will very likely push past, first of all, on the short time frame, the prior low in this sort of really tiny uptrend that we've created here at $110.3 thousand, and down to the range low there at 108.7, where a daily close within the liquidity zone will send us to $107.3 thousand. Now, if you guys want to check out the high time frame implications of a breakdown here, including the measured move towards $100,000 $1,000. I did talk about that in my last video as well, and there are timestamps. So definitely go check that out if you're interested in what it could all mean in terms of the high time frame for Bitcoin if we lose 107.3K. But otherwise, that is a wrap on today's analysis. Thanks, guys. Alrighty, guys, that is a wrap on today's analysis. Thank you for tuning in for another episode. If you enjoyed it or you learned something, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel to get regular Bitcoin analysis every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And sign up to my free Telegram for more regular Bitcoin updates. If you're a trader and you're interested in joining my VIP trading channel, be sure to message me down below on Telegram. VIP gives you exclusive access to my personal trading setups with exact entry points, targets, and stop losses. And sign up down below to beat you next to get 15% off your trading fees as well. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.